What's going on, Lunatic Fringe? It's a disgusting day for Luna Classic. There are bad people, bad actors, horrible, and they pretend they're happy all the time. But I think they're miserable when people try to leave the ecosystem and do what they want to do. And that means that you can't control them. But at the same time, you can say, my sole focus, crikey, with my chips and fish and whatever the fuck. If I can just keep people here and say, really all I want is decentralization. Really all I want is the freedom for you to control what happens as opposed to having a gatekeeper. Guess what? You got gate-kept by a bunch of criminals who are trying to scam you to keep you trapped in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. And listen, you should be free to go wherever you want. You should want to be here because it's the right place to be. You should be able to leave because it's an easy place to leave. We, and I mean all, any developer who is a quote-unquote gatekeeper should be actively working to help you to continue to trade effectively, to cash out if you want to give you the tools so that you have the freedom to do what you need to do within the crypto ecosystem. And guess what? You were just told by Happy Caddy Crypto, Interstellar Lounge, and all nodes that you are not smart enough to decide what's best for you. And they even lied to you about it. If you don't believe me, you can go look it up for yourself. I'm going to show you the places to go. I'm not going to tell you what to look for. I'm just going to point it out, and you can do the research for yourself, and you can figure it out, because I don't want to feel like I'm attacking criminals, because you never know what they would do in retaliation. It is my understanding that one of the culprits now lives in the United States. And should I be fearful? I don't think so, but you never know. So let's check all this out, and make sure you hit the like button. And if you dislike it because you're in a cult with these people, hit the dislike button. Works the same way. Before getting started, yes, blonde. Also, Luna Classic is burning at trollbits.com. I'm having discussions with them right now about some additional infrastructure being built to improve and enhance the Trollbits website so that they can burn even more. We want to attract more people over here, get more people involved every single day on what's happening at Trollbits, and maybe, just maybe, we can continue to burn and continue to increase the level of burns on both SHIB and Luna Classic. And listen, very, very soon, one of the problems, by the way, if you look at the burns and you notice that the burns are down just a little bit, well, the price surged. The price went from 406 to 407. That's about a 12-15% increase in a couple day period of time. And guess what? We just had 12 to 15% decrease in the number of burns, which is a good thing, by the way. We do want to see price go up, but the consequence of that is that we burn less unless you guys continue to help. Now, Johan David, and I can't say David because it's two eyes. Come on. So what this guy is talking about, and this is in Binance again, so we're seeing articles starting to crop up with Binance one more time. And what we're expecting here, and what he expects here, is swift and explosive growth. A market surprise. Speed and magnitude of this growth will take the market by surprise. And the new millionaires and billionaires will lunk history repeat itself in reverse. And basically what he's saying is, only time will tell whether or not this happens. And it will happen when you get a sense of freedom on this chain, when you get a sense of leadership on this chain. But you've got gatekeepers right now. You've got all nodes. You've got Happy Caddy Crypto. Listen, and you validate with those people, by the way. You validate. You are the reason that this doesn't happen. Remember, they have no power except what you give them. And if you donated all of your power to some people that hate you, that's your fault. That's your fault. So you decide who you're going to validate with and whether that validator is voting the way that you think. And by the way, the reason that I bring this up is this right here. Now, if you feel, and this is for you, if you feel that there was a problem with Terraport. Now, if you remember, Terraport had been a partner of the channel for a while. I am staked over here, earning a little bit of reward on Terraport. But remember, they were hacked some time ago and money was stolen. Now, all of the paperwork from Interpol all of the investigations revealed that it was DPRK. That was the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, which means North Korea had, in one of their many hacks so far, remember they took 1.4 billion from Bybit not that long ago, that Bybit was behind it, or Bybit was behind it, or that North Korea was behind it, or as Happy Caddy Crypto would say, crikey, mate, it's somebody else. I'm smarter than Interpol. Whatever the fuck he says. Like, ridiculous, right? You're being deceived and you're being misled, okay? The facts are speaking for themselves. You can look this up. The data is freely and ably. And in fact, I've shown you before the investigation and the documents leading into the investigation that it was traced back to the wallets from North Korea. So anybody who would tell you otherwise is basically lying to you because they want to deceive you in some way. Now, why do they want to deceive you in some way? Well, all nodes, Interstellar Lounge, Happy Caddy Crypto, 3 of the largest validators who I keep telling you as giant validators are incentivized to prevent you from getting off of the block. They want to block you. They want to keep you here. They don't want you to be free. Okay? They don't want you to be free at all. What they want is they want control. And if they put up as many obstructions and obstacles as possible, then guess what? You can't easily get in and out of this ecosystem. Thereby, they can suffocate it. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is that the case? Well, consider the rewards. And I'm going to ask you, you can go read up on being a validator. Tell me how much 135 billion Luna Classic makes every month if you're a validator. Tell me how much 52 billion Terra Luna Classic makes for you as a validator. Tell me how much 42 billion Luna Classic makes for you as a validator. Remember, one of these people was able to flee their country or leave their country, and move to another country, and other than Lunk as a validator, which, by the way, they use to employ programmers, developers to make stuff. What's the value there? How much is $42 billion or 52 billion or 135 billion earning every single month for revenue stream? And remember, these are the guys that every month have to pay the bills, which means that they have to sell every single month in order to fund these notes. So they're basically dumping on you as we go, or maybe they're holding on to a gigantic. No matter what, the gatekeepers are keeping the gate right now. Now, you will notice I don't get along with Jesus is Lord, fundamentally speaking, because, and I don't really have a problem with the person other than, I listened to a lot of people early on, and I don't like that they have 2 validators, but guess what? It could be anybody's validator. Now, we openly know that it's the same validator, but the point is that struck me as odd in the first place, because that's consolidating power. Like, let's say, for example, you're all nodes and that you're cucking for all nodes, like you're a Happy Caddy Crypto or somebody who, does whatever all nodes wants. Right. And I don't know that that's the case everywhere, but follow me here. Jesus is Lord, I have thought, wants he wants things a specific way. And guess what? He's voting yes on this because he thinks that it's important for you to have freedom. Lunk Live, that's Mr. Diamond Hands. He thinks that it's important for you to have freedom, that for you to have choices, for you to be able to do what you want to do. Right? They think that it's important for you to have freedom. Do you know who doesn't want you to have freedom? All nodes, Stellar Line, right? And they used lies in order to sucker you in. By the way, when you go through, no governance proposals up right now. When you go do your research, you will start to see what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, what you will find as you are looking is all notes. By the way, you can, when you go look at that, all notes will tell you the reason that they voted no, because the investors were not made whole. But that's not true. That is a lie. That's a false narrative that they're trying to use, again, to be holier than thou and control you. So if you're staking, by the way, let me give you the easy path here. If you connect your wallet over here to station.terra.money, it's just this easy. You can connect your wallet. Once you've connected your wallet, you can then go to your stakes, and then you can change who you validate with if you so choose. And by the way, if it's somebody, like for example, if you don't like Terraport, don't validate with Terraport. If you don't like if you don't like Lunk Live, if you don't like, people on this situation would be on my side. If you don't like those people, then, validate with whomever. I'm not telling you that you should agree with me. I'm not telling you that you should agree with Rex YZ. I'm not telling you should agree with Frag Verdig or Strathcole or anybody. I'm not telling you should include Vegas in your, look, whatever you decide, but you should have that decision. And when they're taking that decision out of your hands, you should not validate with those people. If you do, don't come onto my channel and ask me why it's not pumping. Your gatekeepers are preventing the pumps. All right, let's talk price action here real quick. We're on the 1 hour, and you can see that what I told you was going to happen is continuing to happen. Now, I'm not saying that this is the most optimal result, and I'm not saying that we're not going to have bumps in the road along the way. But I am saying that we are in the spot now where the market seems to be taking off, right? So what we've seen right now is what I told you. We saw the move to the bottom here. We saw the surge up to 66. We saw the dump back down as people take profit along the way, Fibonacci basically, and now we've got another big surge. Now, what I do think is getting ready to happen is I think we're getting ready for another gigantic and massive surge, and that could lead to a lot of capital starting to free flow into the Luna Classic ecosystem, and then I think we're going to see a surge up here. Of course, there's going to be some resistance right around this level, which I assume right here is going to be 301, because that's where, you got a huge amount of volume, and yeah, that's going to be right in that area. So we'll probably experience a little bit along the way, but over the course of a few days, I think we're going to start to see a nice little surge, and it's going to be capital coming into the market. Now, we're not pumping along with the rest of the market, so it's going to be, unfortunately for you, it's going to be Bitcoin's going to have to eat, and then altcoins, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, the bigs are going to have to eat, and we're going to have to get quote unquote fat on those so that money starts to cascade down. And because Luna Classic is a speculative asset, just like USTC. So that's what you're seeing play out right now. And we'll move up to the top of this little range right here. And then we'll talk about a breakout from there. As far as USTC, as you can see right here, it's doing exactly what I told you it was going to do. If you're coming into the chat and saying, no, it's not up 145 12,000 million billion X right now. So I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you're not going to make it, you broke-ass bitch. So I don't know what to tell you. Blonde hair. So we're going to move up to the top of this range as well, because we've always done it. Now, that looks a little aggressive when I look at this way. I thought that was maybe I'm a little aggressive in my belief here, but I think 2 cents, we're going to get a quick move up here pretty quickly. I don't know if we're going to see something like this kind of move right here that we saw in 2023. I don't know if we go from, 1.2 cents all the way up to 7 cents. I don't know if we see something like that. But, we should see a pretty big move here. We're at the range of a breakout. We're in the heart line of the move. And the heart line, for anybody who doesn't understand, is basically the middle of whatever that move is. So we're right there. I think we break to the upside. And then if we get a breakout, then we'll start talking about that move up to 6 cents. I don't think 7 cents is in play at this point. But there are some reasons to be excited, and maybe, just maybe, we'll end up seeing a nice little move. Now, there's been some changes over here at CoinMarketCap, as you can see on your screen. They've moved, some of these pieces around just a little bit. Volume is down, however, on the day. With USTC, it's the same thing. We're getting a tiny bit of pump as the market's starting to move in the positive, and the volume is still kind of coming down. Those sellers are stepping in. People are now holding, fingers crossed, that something big is going to happen. Now, it's not going to be because of burns, because we're not burning nearly enough on at all. I mean, we've got more burns today than we've had over the weekend so far, so hopefully that'll mean something. Now, Also, I'm going to be doing the drawing today for Terra Casino. So if you're interested, if you signed up over the last week and you put your @ down in the comments down below, I'll be picking out 3 winners. I'm going to use a random generator online. It's called Color Picker. And I'm going to put all the names on there, and then I'm going to draw the 3 winners. The 3 winners will get $100 a piece of funds for Terra Casino for you to go over there and wager. All right, now listen, you got a lot of people out here talking about these kind of things right here. I don't know that these are honest, okay, but you got a lot of people talking about the massive Trump announcement, which it's all been leaked already. Cutting pharmaceutical money. We got a deal or the semblance of a deal with China. We have to see the details before we really can call it a deal. Presumably it'll leave in a 10% tariff on everything, and that China's going to actually open its borders. And that's been the big problem, by the way. China did not open its borders. So, just allow this process to play out. Maybe China recognizes the error of their ways. And remember, the media right now is making America out to be the villain, and that's just not true. I don't like Donald Trump. You guys should know that by now. But what's happening right now is not a Donald Trump problem. What's happening right now is the world, and the media is manipulating the world into thinking this kind of stuff problem. So we needed a reset on trade to begin with everywhere. So should be a really good, this will be good, but this is not going to move this chart up, okay? We're having a nice little gain. Let's be happy that we're getting these gains, and then we'll see. There will be something that will pop up that will cause something to happen. And by the way, I do think, in my opinion, that it's going to be led by Ceramic and Leonardo. I think that they're going to come up with some kind of method here to create some kind of burn. And by the way, when I say that, the reason that I'm bringing that up is there's a lot of conversation happening right now in closing on Commonwealth right now. And it's a request to redefine the use and threshold of no with veto for what it means. Now, I don't know who this person is, but I don't know what they're looking for. I assume they probably just want to be able to cash out their crypto, and All Nodes, Happy Caddy Crypto, and Interstellar Lounge decided, no, my friend. Once you put your money on Luna Classic, you're here for good. You better never cash out. Or whatever it is that they're saying. I don't know what they're saying. I know what the answer, I know what I heard. I don't know what they're actually saying. And by the way, if you're looking at Happy Caddy Crypto's videos today, which most of you who watch me are also going to watch Happy Caddy Crypto, if you're then in the comment section today, why don't you go ask? Won't you just go ask and figure out why they think it's more important for you to not be able to freely move about cryptocurrency, and why they think that an off-ramp is a big no bueno. It's your money. You should be able to do what you want with it. All right, so now moving on here, we've got LUNAX, which is a non-peg algorithmically floored asset native to the Terra Classic blockchain. It's not a stable coin. It is a value floor coin, a crypto asset whose minimum market value is enforced algorithmically through a combination of rising mining costs and treasury-backed buybacks. So this is an idea here. So I would encourage you to read that. Also, Luna Reserve white paper is out here. So there's suddenly there's some things happening here. Remember, we were talking about EUTC repeg. We've been talking about the Luna Classic Reserve. We've been talking about seed funding for Luna Reserve. We're talking about a lot of different things to bring out some value and to create a better environment for you to trade and to exist here in this Luna Classic ecosystem. So it's important and imperative that we start to get some of these things happening, because to this point now, they haven't been. Garuda X, Juris Protocol, two fantastic ideas, but we need to see use cases, functions, utilities, reasons, onboarding, off-ramping. We need to see all of the pieces in place for a vibrant and thriving blockchain, and we don't have it. We're not on DEX tools. We're not in DEX Screener. We're not on the major places. We're considered a zombie chain. And remember, you're being gatekept and prevented. I mean, here's what I'm saying, okay? If All Nodes, Gatekeeper, if Happy Caddy, Gatekeeper, if Interstellar, Gatekeeper, any of these guys really cared about you, then they would be more focused on making sure that we're listed with DEX tools, to be focused on making sure that we're listed with DEX Screener, that our chain is included with wherever else you can go to attract new investors. What they've been happy with so far is as long as you stake it and as long as you give it to them so that they can earn money and they can give you a little bit of money back, then what they do is every single month they draw from that oracle, they get their money, and then they sell it in order to pay for their bills and stuff like that, and they extract liquidity from you. And if you think I'm joking, I got a comment section down below. Go ahead and let me know. It's not financial advice. I'm always right.